Hey, Tubes. Jonathan's wrong here, Truth and Budget. Just a quick one. So, watching random documentaries on random stuff, and I've noticed a theme of this year, and that's failing festivals. I've always had a sort of a interest in festivals and stuff. Not that I go to them. I think they're a total waste of money and just a debauchery fest. Basically, if you want to spend way too much money on drugs and get STDs and blow hundreds of dollars to go see a band that you could listen to from the comfort of your own car, whatever. I mean when I was a kid, I used to go to punk shows, so it's like you pay $5. You go to see like 6, 7, 8 bands. Maybe you knew two of them, and it was a blast. Like but it's, I don't know. I can't compare being in a small venue with like a few hundred people to being like thousands of people. F that. No way. Anyway, a little bit of a tangent. So between the Burning Man and now we got the Blue Ridge Rock Festival. There was another one mentioned too. There's all these failing festivals. So of course my first thought is why, and I currently do not have an answer for that. I'm just, it's just something I've noticed, a trend I've noticed. I mean, my first thought is, of course, this is the generation that's going to change the world and, sort out government and do all this, and they can't even run a festival. Like it's just so funny about a lot of these kids. They think they're going to change the world and stuff, and they can't even they can't do the littlest things. Let alone life tasks. Like these kids couldn't put together a bake sale, and they think that they're going to change the world and change governments. Like, you're not organ. You can't. You need. Anyway. Oh yeah, it's just strange. Why? Why? Festivals have been going off, without a hitch forever. You probably heard of the Fire Festival. It's one of my favorites. That one's great because, like, the guy in charge of it was obviously a grifter. Ugh! Someone who gosh, he was talking about he made fake credit cards with pieces of metal, and then would sell them and then like use them. It's like I think that's like fraud, isn't that like fraud or theft or something? Theft by fraud. It's you can't just do that. Otherwise, people will just do it. That's like taking a piece of they used to take metal back when a quarter was worth something. They take a steel doll, not a doll like a doll, like a doll, like a round, like a cylindrical. Anyway, blah blah blah. They'd cut that into slugs, and then use it for quarters in a change machine. Nowadays, the steel is worth more than the quarters, but but anyway, you can't do that. It's illegal, and that was this guy's first money venture. And he was like, yeah, holding a festival. So gosh, if I were going onto some island, in the middle of nowhere, I would vet, who was putting this thing together. I mean, gosh, you could show up and be like the most dangerous game type of situation where you're being hunted. But anyway, just my thought is, one, why? I ate too much spaghetti. Excuse me. And what does it mean? Do they want just no more festivals? Is that the outcome of this one? Just to stop people having festivals? Because they already don't like people gathering. Even when it's stuff that they set up themselves, when they have full control, they're finding, it's, I don't know, like I've said before the whole thing with the oil the oil people that go and keep protesting and causing problems. My theory on that was, so people will get so sick of protesting that they'll agree to a law that prohibits protesting. And as soon as that happens, we're screwed. So that was my theory on that one. So is the end result of this one that people won't want to gather, won't want to have gatherings? Because if we can't have gatherings, then that can just get cut back and back and back. And now, literally, I think it's the UK. I can't cite this right now. I was watching a video on someone else. He's from the UK, and now because of all this protesting stuff, they have a law that 2 or more people cannot gather. 2 or more people. 2 or more people gathering. Does that ring a bell? Jesus said, "If 2 people gather in my name, I will be there." That's my first thought was that they're gonna. It's if they eliminate our ability to gather. I mean, blah blah blah. It's most of the time it's bad. It's when people get together, there's riots, there's bad stuff, but not all the time. You can't just flat ban something because it's misused. That's the argument for like gun control. You can't get rid of all guns because, one, you can't. It'd be impossible, and 2, you're just making it so only a few set groups of people have access to it. And generally not the good people, because that's the oldest fallacy of the whole gun control thing. Criminals don't obey laws, so passing laws to inhibit criminals is a waste of time. There's already laws set in place. There's already existing laws. When you have all this legislation to stop certain things, no one benefits. Because, like I said, criminals don't. A criminal's not going to be, oh, that's illegal, better not do that. But anyway, kind of off topic. I don't know. I'm tired. I've been exhausted lately. Has anyone else just had zero energy? I have been thrashed. I have no energy at all. None. But yeah, what's going on? I mean, I don't feel I don't feel bad for people going to these festivals, wasting $5,000 to go see washed up bands from like the early aughts. Buy the album. You can listen to it forever. Bands usually sound worse live anyway, and the only reason why you want to see a band live is to be a part of it. Have a intimate sharing. Have a so when you're in a place with like thousands of people and they're on a stage looking like this big, a million miles away, you can't hear anything, everything sounds like crap. What's the point? What a joke. Why are you there? Gosh, I had an ex-girlfriend who get trashed every time she'd go see Deftones. Be like, oh, how was the show? I don't know. I wasn't dating her at the time because I'm not gonna let my girlfriend go and get trashed at a concert and without me there. But anyway, back when I was friends, she used to go to concerts all the time and get blackout drunk and just not remember any of it. So it's like, man, that's money well spent. She had a lot of tattoos also, which I see as a huge waste of money. Even before I was a Christian, I thought tattoos were stupid, and just a waste of money. Wear a shirt, get a T-shirt with a design you like. I don't. It's like, oh, I want to decorate my booty. I don't know. Then you get something there you don't like, or you like. You are not who you are in your 20s when you're in your 40s. Goodness gracious. Like, I might have ended up with a huge upside down cross tattoo or something to be edgy, Imagine that. Barftown. But anyway. Blah, 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 blah. It's been a while anyway, so I like to check up on you guys. Say hi. I'm going gray really fast. Of course, my camera sucks and just looks like I'm going bald. Worst camera ever. Yeah, never mind. I'm going white all here. My mustache is almost completely white. Just happened this year. It's like I turned 40 and all of a sudden I'm aging at like a rapid rate. Um, I'm fine with it. I just thought I might point it out if it looks like I'm going bald or I look like crap. Like, oh, why does Jonathan look like shit? All my hair is going white and my camera sucks and doesn't pick any of it up. There, you gotta get a little bit of it there. There we go. There we go. You see all that? Yeah, that's fairly new. Anyway, then again, the light looked bald. This looks like I have like bald patches. I'm talking way too much about my hair. Sorry, it's been a thing my whole life. It's when you have when you have like curly hair, it's like part of your personality, and until you get older, then all your hair falls out, and you have to work out or something. Gotta start lifting weights. Yeah. Like I said, anyone have any information? I don't, because all I know is that these festivals are getting set up by these kids, like in their 20s. They're big movers, shakers, like making money. The ability to make money does not translate to the ability to, organize. You being a grifter or being sneaky or a scumbag does not translate into being able to organize. In fact, most of these people make terrible leaders. Self-centered, money-grabbing people make horrible leaders, terrible leaders. Obviously, the self-centered person's not going to be looking out for the people under them. It's not effing rocket science. But I don't know. That's the thing, man. It like, I don't know, because it's like someone had to finance this and interact with this guy and be like, oh, this is a good investment, or they just like throwing away money, or they're stupid. It's. I mean, how many times do you see someone in a nice car, or even like a truck? Trucks are expensive. Trucks are super expensive. How many times do you see someone in an expensive vehicle acting like a complete like mental deficient, like someone who should be tested, or like living in a group home? Definitely shouldn't be driving. Like how often do you see that? And and it, like, I always think to myself, like, this guy's smart enough to make money. He probably has a house, or at least a mortgage, and just like most people, if they have a truck, and another car. And like I said, trucks are expensive; they're very expensive. So it's like it just baffles me that someone that's too stupid to go in a straight line and turn where you're supposed to, or any of the bull crap you see while driving, or just at the grocery store, you're like, what the hell is that guy doing? These people are smart enough to make money. They're smart enough to be successful within modern society. But if you dropped them off in the woods, they'd be dead in 45 minutes. Just walking off a cliff or setting themselves on fire. What's that show with the Office or whatever? My parents watched that, and was it Steve Carell? There's this one episode, and he's out in the woods, and he immediately just starts cutting off all his clothes and cuts his pants down to shorts, and just doing all the stuff you shouldn't do. That's, I guess that'd be an example, but it's fiction. But then again, there are people like that who are just so sure of themselves that they'll just get an idea, and regardless of it being founded or vetted or whatever, they're just so confident, like, oh, it's just such a good idea, that they do it. And sometimes there's people who get swept up in that confidence. Me, I'm skeptical, and I have no immediate respect for people. I'm a cold hard son of a bitch. You gotta earn it. I'm pretty good at sizing people up, because a lot of people are full of shit. Also, if anyone starts immediately talking themselves up, they're like, all right, Anyway, I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place. It's just, it's just a pattern. It's a pattern that I'm noticing, all these failures at festivals, um, that normally, ran fine a few years ago. But that's about it. And hi guys. Like I said, I'm so tired. I'm not staying in touch with my like close friends enough. It takes me like 3 or 4 days to get back to anybody, but I just don't have the energy. And for some reason, for me, social interactions take a lot out of me. Take a lot of my energy levels. Um, I don't know why. It's just social interactions are exhausting for me. Even when it's someone that I love and would very much like to know how they're doing and stay in touch. It's just I don't know why. It's exhausting to me. And if I'm doing too much, if I'm talking, if I'm trying to help someone else out and I'm talking to someone else, it's like that's all the fuel I have for that, and I can't do it, and it makes me feel terrible. I'm not. Like, I don't have a small heart, I have a small plate. I don't know. It's that I can only deal with a certain amount of things at the same time. As far as certain things go, I don't know. Like I said, certain things are just exhausting to me. Um, Other stuff I just can't get enough of. I don't know. I don't know. I miss you guys rambling. Blah blah blah. That's about it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about off the top of my head. Sometimes I make little notes, and then that little scrap of that little scrap of paper gets lost, and it's like, or I'll just look at it and be like, I'm not gonna make a video about that. No one cares. No one cares. I don't know. A lot of the time too, someone a bigger channel, if like Truth by Grace is like covering something, I'm not gonna waste my time. She's got it, I'm not gonna bother. There's just sometimes people who are obviously way better at YouTube than me will be covering something, and they'll sometimes I might add like, oh, I think they could have added it, or I think they missed something, or maybe this is related, blah blah blah. But sometimes if bigger channels are covering stuff, I just won't bother, because you've seen it there. If I'm the only truther, was that still a term? Channel that you watch, I don't know. I don't know. There's not a lot, not a lot left on YouTube. They're kicking us out, and if you get too popular, they gotta delete your channel. That's the thing too, man. I feel so bad for a lot of these content creators that put a lot of time and effort, because they don't have a team. They got a real job. They got a wife and kids. They got all this shit they gotta do, and then it's like from like 11 p.m. till 2 in the morning, they have enough time to work on their stuff that their wife is just like, oh, he's a great husband, great dad, love him to death, but he thinks the earth's flat. I just let him do his thing for 3 hours a night. But a lot of these YouTube people, they put so much work into their video. Even smaller channels, they make a lot of good editing, funny, good music choices, good work. But they'll never it just takes so little, and then they can delete your channel, and all of that's gone. If you've been deleting everything to make space for new stuff, because why would you have all your stuff back cataloged? I mean, some people do. A lot of people don't, especially if you make like 4 or 5 videos a week. You're just gonna run out of space. But yeah, poof, gone. And it's sad. So a lot of channels, they just they get the hammer, and it's like they can't. It's just rebuilding's just so hard. It's a lot of really good guys are gone now. Nicholson, no idea. If anyone knows what happened to Nicholson, let me know. That guy was one of the best ever. And he talked a lot about transhumanism, and he was like 15 years ahead of the curve. Man's a genius, and he's like I've been seeing a Nicholson. It was 1968. I always get the numbers wrong. You should have never ended in numbers, Nicholson. Now, yeah, if anyone knows what's going on with him, if he's on BitChute or something, let me know. Man's a genius. Does great work. It's like I said, over a decade ahead of the transhumanism curve, and they went on him hard because we're in the transhumanism era. You can't have someone exposing all that stuff during when it's happening. Just like before with the whole getting the what's in arms, that whole thing. So many channels gone, I still watch my language, but I don't know. It just sucks. It's hard. It's something that a lot of us do for free. Like I obviously expect zero compensation for anything I do on here. I'm just trying to get people like, hey, have you checked that out? I'm the guy on the internet who's like the guy in the street corner, like, oh hey, did you see that over there? I'm not putting out like amazing in depth, like, gosh, every now and again I'll like pull up my tablet to be like, hey, look at this. This is what they're telling us, and people believe it. People believe this dumb shit. Hey, look at this diagram of how a solar eclipse is supposed to work. Look at how dumb that is. But anyway, I don't know. Rambler. I had a topic, and now we're 20 something minutes in. Anyway, it's about it. I don't know. It's so funny when I change the angle or the lighting, I look like a completely different person. Anyway, it's about it. Like I said, anyone else notice this kind of thing? Blah blah blah. Let me know. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you're up to. Anyone, I don't know. Love you guys. I'm losing my mind. It's like work is just like, it's like I don't have a hard job, but I don't have a regular schedule, and we constantly lose people. So it's like I work a ton, then my schedule's all over the place, and it's just I'm never sleeping good. I never, there's no order, there's no structure. It's always all over the place. So I never feel like I'm in the correct period, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Excuse me. A friend of mine had a kind of a prophetic dream. He's vaccinated because his mother's a dirty hippie, and she's I said the word. It's okay. We're about 24 minutes in, but he had a dream that he was like a zombie, and he was hanging out with his friends, and they were zombies too, and he was fine with it. And it shook me. To him, it was just kind of strange. To me, it's just very dark and very sad, because I think that's where it's going to be. I mean, there's been kind of a trope in a lot of the zombie movies that the zombies just become part of society. Be it, used in, weird pro wrestling matches or game show type stuff, or what was that other movie? Shaun of the Dead. They're used almost like workhorses, like they're chained to stuff and, doing like gathering shopping carts, and because there's like a little bit left of like what of like of their mind. Um, it's just a sad because like if you if your psyche was so destroyed, but you were doing the same motions, doing the same stuff, you might not know. Like if you were so severely brain damaged, you might not know. There's plenty of you'll see it in when with dementia, you'll see it with fighters. People don't know that they're losing their minds. They sometimes, yeah, they'll be like, well, what the hell am I doing? What is going on right now? They'll have like a brief moment of clarity, but those are few and far between. What is the constant is them just doing without even knowing why they're doing. And then they just every now and again they'll be like, "Whoa, how'd I get here?" And when you're losing your mind, it's not something that's obvious. It's not you like you're not going to wake up one day, like lobotomized and knowing that you're lobotomized and knowing like what you were once capable of. There might be fleeting glimpses of like, hey, I used to be smart. I used to be able to do math. I used to be able to do this. I used to be able to do that. I used to be able to do a handstand, whatever. There's that brief moment. But if you're in a system, I don't know. I'm having a hard time explaining it. But it's just I feel like a lot of these people they are going to be content being like half conscious, because it's going to be all it's going to be all they know within 6 months to a year. If you're just so mentally deficient that you can't really keep track of everything, you're just that will be your life. That will be it. I mean, think about how quickly so many people got used to so many things during the whole lockdowns and everything. I mean, gosh, people can't wait to get their masks back on so they don't have to interact with anybody. Like people got really used to not interacting with people, and they like it. I mean, I don't like people either, but that's because people suck. It's not because I'm a dick. It's because people are like people are jerks. People are self-centered idiot psychopaths. Go driving, you'll see it. Then again, I live in Massachusetts, and where people that live here are notorious for being total assholes. I mean, I've like once you're south of Pennsylvania, it's like a whole different country. It's like a whole different like it's like, wow, people are like polite and like courteous and like think about other people. It's like people in Massachusetts use their blinkers because they don't want to get a ticket. While people in other states use their blinkers to indicate where they're going, so it makes driving easier, instead of just like, oh yeah, taking a right, throw your blinker on for 1 second, which, I think it's 30 feet or something. I don't know. There is actually legal distance that you're supposed to have your blinkers on. So everyone out there who just throws on their blinkers right before they take their turn to cover your ass, you're not covering shit. You're just being a dick. You're being, oh, you're even taking a turn now. It's like, oh yeah, you totally could have taken that left, but I'm just gonna throw on my right blinker right as I'm taking the turn, and and you could wait some more. That's the thing too. Like, like I hate people. Like I don't want to say I hate people, even though I kind of do, but like I still pity them. Like as much as so many people are just self-centered, just things they just take. They're like boils. It's like a parasitic boil. There's just a lot of people who just don't contribute, don't make anyone's lives better. If anything, they just make the lives of everyone around them worse. Like I personally know people like that who just like miserable wife, miserable kid, miserable dog. Everyone working under them's miserable. Everyone around them's miserable. And this it's I don't know. It's just a weird place to be. So I don't know. I think we could be in a place where everyone is just existing in a state, and they don't know how they got there, and they don't care. And I think my friend's dream of it, just him sitting around with all of his friends and they're all zombies and they're completely happy about it, I think was very prophetic, very like I have dreams all the time where I'm on the run, I'm running, it's there's no people anywhere and I'm just running, I'm running. There's I'm waking up in a an abandoned house, no people anywhere. I gotta get up, I gotta go, I gotta move. I've like dreams like that will like I'll just wake up and I'll be in a weird way or whatever. But like you know someone who just doesn't normally have dreams like that, for him to have a dream, like, oh, I had a weird, very vivid dream, and the vivid dream was him just sitting around with his friends. That's the thing. Normally, when you have a dream that really sticks with you, that's just a dream. It's something intense. It's something crazy, and this was just him sitting around with his friends, and it burned itself into his memory. So I don't know. Just makes me think it might be something like that, where it's just like people will just be the content zombie, just sitting there, hooked up to something, or the view screen, sitting in a chair with the toilet attached to it, eating some sort of weird paste, because chewing is hard, chewing is bad for your teeth. They'll tell us. Who knows? Who cares? We'll all be dead by then, but I don't know. I I see a future of just that. The whole useless eater taken to the extreme. I mean, they keep telling us that they have to kill 7.5 7.5 billion of us, whatever the numbers are of how many people are alive right now. They keep telling us they need to get us down to like 500 million, and there's going to be a period between now. Excuse me, too much spaghetti. Between now and when they get to the 500 million, and Satan's going to have his time to have full on society. So I'm just wondering what's going to take us from now to the goy class, to the cattle class, to the just we got 500 million left. They're it. They'll do whatever the 0.001% needs. But there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be a period between that, and 7.5 billion is a lot of people. And I think the only way to do that without completely ruining the environment will